Besides these issues related to tariffs and the budget issues, what else are you guys looking for this week? What are you expecting Trump and Prime Minister Musk to do? Dan.
I'm watching the Department of Education. This has been a long, target of the right. They've now kind of publicly flirted with this idea of shutting it down. I think one of the things I'm curious about is how do you keep this pace where you have multiple big nuggets every single week? Like at some point, that's why
Week,
last week,
every
like,
hour.
yeah, like at some point, Musk is going to be done by like Easter. Like you just are going to have like flip the whole government over. So what is the shiny red object? The other thing that I'm watching, which is kind of a sub to both the tariffs and this like federal spending freeze, is there's a story that farmers did not get their payments for crops as part that were going as part of some of this aid overseas. And they were told they're going to get it, but they haven't. The crops are kind of dying in the holding cages. And there's also a story about Republican governors quietly calling Musk and the Trump team to say, hey, as you go after some of these programs, be very careful because we are pretty big receivers of federal money, which is true. A lot of Republican states on a per capita basis receive way more in than they send out. And so I am watching USAID. We keep saying it was the easy target. Now they're going to start getting near the harder targets. And what is the political appetite to start taking on some of these Republican constituencies that you need to keep in the tent?
Sean, what else are you looking for this week?
I mean, I'm with Dan, not just DOE, but I think Trump mentioned that Brett Baer yesterday, the interview yesterday, going after the DOD. And so it's not, I mean, that's what's going to be really interesting. I know everyone's freaked out, but you want to talk about a place where there's a ton of waste. We'll see how long that one takes through. But the thing that was fascinating for me, to Dan's point about the pace and everything else, the CBS poll and a poll that John and Jim McLaughlin put out, both show the president, not just job performance wise getting high marks, but policy wise, the American people are with him on this. And we've talked about this before. It's always this if he goes too far. Well, so far he's actually hitting a nerve with that the American people wanted to see, that like he's getting things done. So I think he's just going to keep plowing through in this direction. But each day, to your point, he's really touched on a mix of policy and culture issues. Remember, last week was the men and women's sports. And so what does he do? The Greenland, the Gulf of Mexico, last in the Gulf of America now. Like he's found a way to kind of get a bunch of each thing, in each bucket that keeps everybody happy.